Thank you. Tony, could you please do roll call and everybody be going over the minutes?
No more events.
Should be a blue light when you turn it on.
There we go. Thank you. All right. Maureen? Here. Ruth? Here. David?
Here.
John?
Here.
Craig?
Wrong John.
Okay. John Hess?
Here.
I know you're here. Bobby?
Here.
Joyce?
Yes.
Michael?
Here.
All right. Fausto?
Here.
Patricia? Here. Stewart?
Here.
I know they're not here. David Fullis, I didn't see him in. I'm here. Joanne? Here. And no. Okay.
I hope you have Bruce on there, not Dominic. That should have been changed.
Oh, okay. Bruce is not on this call. He is on the, he's an officer, but he's not here. He's not here.
No, he's not, but I heard you say Dominic, and Dominic's name should be removed from that list and put Bruce in there.
Yeah, I didn't know. No. All right, you have a quorum,
All right,
okay?
thank you, we have a quorum. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes made by Joyce Reese, seconded by John Hess. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Any corrections to the minutes? Minutes will be accepted as presented. Miss Monica, you're up.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. The first report we're looking at today is your statement of operations, and this is for the 6 months ended April 30th, so we're halfway through our current budget year. For the month of April, our total revenue was $504,000. Our year-to-date income, $3,340,000. We had budgeted $3,311,000, so we're actually $29,000 positive variance year-to-date for our revenue. When it comes to expenses, our total expenses for the month of April were $492,000. Year-to-date, our total expenses are $3,377,000 against a budget of $3,553,000. So again, we have a positive variance of $176,000 for the 6-month period. For the month of April, we have a profit of $12,000. Year-to-date, we have a loss of $37,000. And for this period of time, we had projected a loss of $242,000. So again, a positive variance of $205,000. Any questions? Okay. At the bottom of the page is your social activity summary. Your theater income for the month of April, $3,461. There was no income from dances because we had no theme dances in April. We spent for your theater dances and movies $5,694, so we have a loss of $2,233 for the month. Year to date, our income for your theater and dances is $230,000. For the theater, dances, and movies, we spent $270,000, so that is a loss year to date right at $40,000. We had budgeted a loss of $75,000, so again, a positive variance year to date of $36,000. The next report is your cash balances. Our total operating funds as of the end of April were $546,000. Our windstorm deductible reserves totals $1,176,000, and our contingency infrastructure improvement reserves are at $496,000. So our total reserved funds are $1,672,000, meaning our total available cash is $2,218,000. Any questions? The next report is your social activities report, and this is for the month of May. During May, we sold 766 theater tickets. We collected $5,136 for your theater performances. After we reduce those gross sales for our audience view cost and our sales tax, our net sales were $4,303. We paid the performers $5,000, so we have a loss of $696. For your Friday night dances, there were 569 people attending your dances. We paid $1,830 for the DJs. And as far as your movies goes, there were 523 people attending the movies for the month, for which we paid $1,284. So when you combine your theater, dances, and movies for the month of May, we have a net loss of $3,800. I can point out, there's a footnote here under your theater performances. In May, those 766 tickets sold includes 50 tickets that were sold to Cypress Creek and 17 tickets for Golden Lakes, with the new program that we rolled out to try to sell to some of the outside communities.
And that is Cypress Lakes, the Gold Lakes. Cypress Lakes and Golden Lakes. You have Creek.
Cypress Creek, oh, Cypress Lakes,
Yes.
my apologies.
Golden.
You have Cypress and Golden, right.
Okay.
How many tickets were sold for Cypress?
It's right there on the bottom, 50 tickets.
Oh,
50.
50
Oh, I'm
were
sorry, I
sold
didn't see
to Cypress Lakes and 17 Golden Lakes.
Oh, my thumb was,
Her thumb was on it.
Yeah. Any other questions? Your next report, sorry, you have to turn sideways. This is printed horizontally. This is revenue collected from guests. And the first column, this is also through May, I might add. Year-to-date through May, our resident box office sales have amounted to $119,205. Our total theater ticket sales to guests, $61,841. So that's a 66% of the theater tickets being purchased by residents versus 34% by guests. To put that in number of tickets sold, we've sold 10,266 tickets to residents, 4,289 tickets to guests. Total tickets sold, 14,554. Guest fees that are included in our theater income, because it's $3 additional per guest ticket above and beyond the regular resident ticket sales. So year-to-date, that totals $12,867. We've also collected $21,468 from guest passes that have been sold in the ID office, and additional $9,138 of guest tickets sold in the staff office. So through the end of May, our total revenue generated from guests is $43,473. And if we go back and compare that to the same period in the prior year, just looking at the total year-to-date revenue, last year was $47,480, so that's a decline of $4,000. Questions? Okay. My final report today is your estoppel results, and this is also through the end of May. Year-to-date, there have been 235 units sold in this community. In the previous year, the same period, there were 316 units sold. So that's a decrease of 81 units, or 26%. We collected $50,355 year-to-date. In the prior year, the same period, we had collected $67,370. So it's a decline of $17,015. If there's no questions, that's it for me. Thank you.
Dan, Southampton Pool.
I was just asking Eva how the ribbon cutting went. I guess it went.
It was very nice. It was very nice. They did a ribbon cutting, and they also, I guess,
They had a nice ribbon cutting, and then they also had a barbecue afterwards. So Donald and and you've all, I think if you've looked at Donald's report, you saw the pictures. So it really was very lovely. I got to meet some people I didn't know from the Southampton area. It was ungodly hot. I only lasted 2 hours in the shade, but it was a very nice event.
You didn't jump in.
And they're very happy with the end results, very, very happy. The one thing they are asking for still is that one hedge line of Clusia to block having to see the cars whizzing by on Okeechobee. I think they've got another problem. Those planes fly so low over that area that I thought I was waiting for the awning roof to just be torn off by the wheels of these planes. It's unbelievable. They get it from both the roadway and the sky. Nothing we can do about that, but we certainly can get rid of that. And we do have the money in the budget to do that, so we will do that.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, this is something we had discussed.
it's
prior.
approved. Yeah, it was presented to the committee and approved.
It's just gonna take a little while for it to grow, you know, to
Once
get
it
that.
gets water, it'll grow like crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be a fabulous hedge.
But, yes, so everything went well. We still have a situation over there that we have to be concerned about when we had the, you know, we get the drainage, okay, from
Sewer problem.
sewer. The line, well, the line should never have been attached because that's a pressurized sewer line that, that the strip mall utilizes, okay? And every half hour, that thing comes on and it really pressurizes that line, okay, where it makes it pretty tough for us. But basically now we have 2 check valves in there and it just closes them. It doesn't have that backflow anymore, but I'm just bringing it up because down the road we might have to do a direct line separating from us to that manhole, which is crossing the parking lot there, okay, and attached separately instead of attaching to that. If any problems occur in the future, you know. Right now, the 2 check valves are holding it in place, and it's not. When it had one, it was not doing it. The second one is, and what happens for that whatever 30 minutes is, we don't use that bathroom that much, so it basically closes it off for a while, but it doesn't do any harm for the water until it opens back up, and then everything shoots the right way.
My question is, are there sewer lines on our property?
That's something that we need to discuss with the county, okay? And maybe we could get something worked out with your
Where
political
they could
pool.
They could reroute.
It was talked about, okay? It was talked about out there. I just, they pushed us in this direction right now because they saw that it was, and plus they had another problem there with a water leak that they had to fix back out through there. But I think that's something in the future that we need to discuss with them, you know? Okay?
Yeah, we'll stay on top of it.
Yeah. But for right now, it's working, and we're having no problems with the 2 check valves. So, the data room door, I think we have probably another couple more days before that is done, okay? Separating the data room for the storage room, okay? And we did advise you, I think we had to put a new air handler in the pump room. The pump room for the indoor pool. And I think Eva brought that to your attention about a week ago.
Yes, I sent out an email, but when you look at the photos, you'll notice that the AC unit is up on the roof of the clubhouse. We had no room for it. So when we say for the indoor pool, it's not in, it's up on the roof. So just so you know what you're looking at.
And basically, that room just for the controls and the things that we have inside there that are electronically now, you know, to keep it running a little bit better. It's been there forever. It's just an older one that just went out. It's a split unit. It's not part of the system that we have in here. Any questions on that? Okay. We have prices that we sent out to the board referencing the painting, okay?
This is for the painting of the clubhouse.
Painting of the clubhouse?
So I'd sent everybody the 3 bids, the request for pricing, asking that you familiarize yourself, write down your questions. If you have any questions, we can answer them to the best of our ability, and then we're going to ask you to move forward to choose one of the contractors and vote on it. All right, so if you don't have it in front of you, the front page, it lists the job is the main clubhouse exterior painting. We have, the budget amount that was approved was $49,000, and we have 3 bids. One is from Smart Coat for $55,400, TS Santos for $61,500, and Duarte Painting for $63,723.
Just to let you know, those companies also came from Medallion, okay, so, which is the representative that gave us the scope of work also, okay, for the building. And everybody is following the scope of work, so whether it's not stated in their proposal, it's what the RFP is.
Somebody want to make a motion?
I got a question.
You got to make a motion before you have it. I'll make a motion that we accept the bid of $55,000.
I second
Seconded?
it.
Seconded by John Hess. Okay, now you can ask your question.
Since the budget is 49,000, can't we not take any of those and let the rumor go out that we have 49,000 to spend and let somebody else
So-
rebid or?
What I would tell you is that we now, right now, are getting prices for the 2025-2026 budget. We approve it, gets approved by the committee. The new budget starts November 1st. We don't do this big kind of work as we go through season. So this work is going to wait until the following summer. And the reason you see an increase in pricing is because prices have gone up in the 8 months that we waited to get the project started.
So I have the motion correct. Could you please state the name of the company again?
Smart Coat for $55,400.
Thank you.
I made the motion, John second. Yes, John?
The 3 vendors that you've chosen, my name is John Zimmerman, first time here at this meeting.
Hi, John.
Some of you know me. The 3 vendors, have we ever used any of those vendors before?
Yes, yes.
Smart Coat.
Smart Coat, definitely,
Yeah.
yes. Well, this is a different Santos. Santos is the
Yeah.
construction. These are all painting contracts.
Right, you're talking about Dos Santos, which does a lot of our pools and just finished up the Southampton area.
And we gave some of them a opportunity. There was 2 others too, but they were just way over right now, you know.
This is one of the, go ahead.
I'm just curious, the color of the clubhouse that's up for discussion?
We were just,
Citrus. Citrus.
chartreuse?
No, I have no objection, I'm just wondering.
I believe Eva said it was going to be the same exact color.
I
No
think
color
it serves us so well. You know, every now and then, I'll see a picture of what the clubhouse looked like before with those pinky reds. You know, and there was no relief. We even had it all over the hallways. We had no contrast whatsoever. It was just lighter and darker shades of the same color. So I think this serves the clubhouse very well. It goes well with the landscaping. I've gotten 0 complaints. So unless you want us to come up with a whole new color palette to present,
I would assume that using the same colors would keep the cost down also.
and that is true, yes. And as we now go through the pool areas, we're also going to bring the pool houses in line with the colors on the clubhouse.
Usually what brings this up too is when you have multiple colors on a building, it costs more to do too, you know.
Any other questions? We'll call for a vote. Heidi?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was drinking.
That's
water.
all right.
All
I keep you on your toes.
right. Okay, the motion was made to accept Smart Coat at $55,000 to do the painting of the main clubhouse. All,
Please correct that to $55,400.
oh, 400, okay,
I
got
left
it.
the $400 off.
All right, Maureen, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Okay, Ruth?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
John Hess?
Yes.
Bobby?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Joanne?
Yes.
Myself, yes. David's not here, he's not here, he's not here. Stuart?
Yep.
Patricia?
Yes.
Fausto?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries.
I get it.
All right. Just go with her. She needs sneeze or inhale or I'll get it.
Mr. President, the motion
All
carries.
right, thank you. Do we have any new business?
No.
No. Yes, ma'am.
I'll-
Yeah, I'm sorry, there's a hand back there. I'm sorry.
I wanted to speak on something. Should I grab a microphone?
Yes, yes.
Hi, everybody. My name is Regina Latore, and I'm the president at Windsor L. And today I'm here to address some concerns I have regarding the yoga and fitness classes at Century Village. My mission, which began in November of 2024, has been driven by a commitment to advocate for better fitness classes at Hastings that truly meet the needs of our community. When I recommended 5 yoga teachers, this initiative specifically sought the inclusion of certified yoga teachers to teach yoga and stretching classes, as the current offerings have proven to be substandard and have very low attendance. During my attendance at the classes instructed by Sarah, labeled as yoga and stretching, I observed that they were neither yoga classes nor included any yoga poses. Despite the majority of the schedule being allocated to Sarah's classes, the quality and relevance of these sessions are not aligned with the expectations or the needs of Century Village. Furthermore, there are no provisions for evening or weekend classes, leaving working and younger demographic without accessible fitness options. In an email exchange in November of 2024 with Eva at WPRF, she informed me that there was no money in the budget to hire additional instructors because the budget for the year had been finalized in September 2024. However, upon further investigation in April of 2025, when I emailed Eva again to revisit this matter and express interest in becoming a water aerobics instructor, I encountered resistance. I requested clarification regarding the budget and received incorrect information about the expenses related to the fitness classes. Feeling compelled to escalate the matter, I approached Monica Wells in pursuit of transparency regarding the budget. Monica uncovered a variance of $6,400 in the 24-25 budget allocated for fitness classes. This revelation was disheartening as it contradicted Eva's earlier claims that there were no funds available to bring in additional instructors or expand class offerings. Monica and I spoke, and she assured me she would speak with Eva. On June 6th, I received an email from Eva in response to the recommendations for improving yoga classes. She stated that John Holt was following up with the recommendations that I had given. However, when I spoke to John at the gym on June 9th, he informed me that Eva was still reviewing the issue. This inconsistency raised further concerns. I also spoke with the yoga instructors that I recommended, and they haven't heard from anybody. Given these developments, I urge the Operations Committee to address the following. Please provide status of the recommendation that I gave and that were given to WPRF for daytime, evening, and weekend classes. Establish accountability as to when the classes will commence. This is an additional, and I'll make it quick. I attended water aerobics classes. Deborah's 5:30 p.m. class lasts only 45 minutes when it's advertised as an hour. Dolly is not doing her 9 o'clock class during the week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, because she doesn't have attendance several weeks in a row. However, she stated she's still getting paid. WPRF needs to hold these instructors accountable for this behavior. I myself offered to become a water aerobics instructor, but I received pushback because I'm told that I'm a CV resident, I'm not allowed to, so I'm not sure how this is fair. Will you be replacing the current water aerobics instructors and make them non-CV residents? I remain committed to advocating for fitness programs that benefit all residents of Century Village and look forward to collaborating with the committee to achieve meaningful improvements. And I appreciate you listening to me today, and I hope that we could get to some solution. We need answers. I've spoken to these young ladies. They're all certified, they haven't been contacted, there's no concrete dates that they will start, there's no concrete information, and I thank you very much for listening.
Steve, would you like to answer that?
Well, that's a lot of information. I have the information sitting on my desk for rebuttal, but what I will say is that, yes, I'm very well aware that we have a large working demographic. We have been trying to revamp the entire aerobics area. COVID slowed us down. Additional to that, we were able to secure a woman, a Silver Sneakers instructor. She's has totally revamped the area. So yes, Regina did give me some names, but again, as I told her, we had just set the budget in place. We wanted to lower the budget, so there were a lot of things that we didn't bring, but I'd gotten the information too late to do anything with it. So, well, what are the other things? I gave Regina a copy of the budget, and I told her exactly where she needed to look on page 6. And then I think in speaking to Monica, she looked at the first page. And so her information was, her assumptions about what was available is incorrect. We do not have over $6,000 that we can hire instructors from. The most that we have right now is $1,200. And that's only, part of it is because I had an instructor who was so ill she couldn't start teaching night class. So we've been trying to fill in our night classes and weekend. To date, we really haven't been able to find anybody. I have one resident who signed up for Wednesday's water aerobics. And I had another woman that was doing more of an aggressive workout, but quite frankly, I didn't like her attitude. We will not be inviting her back. So I have reached out to the women that Regina gave, and I do have one that wants to teach a night class and a Saturday class, so we're trying to work that out. Unfortunately, their response to us was that they'd be happy to start at $65 an hour. So I'm trying to negotiate that down. I have 3 women. One is, so anyway, I have the names, and we're working on it.
Yes, John?
This, I mean, this is all new to me, as I stated earlier. These instructors, are they licensed and everything?
Yes, they will be licensed, they have to have insurance, we get their resumes, we vet them to make sure. You know, and so one of the other things that was said about some of our instructors, while we try not to give names if we're going to have disparaging comments, when I got here, this aerobics area was set up totally differently than any of the other villages. I had one woman teaching all the classes, and she wasn't even certified to teach the different classes. And when I came here, by the time I was able to let her retire, help her to retire, she'd been with us for 19 years. So we did have some people that would fill in for her. They would just volunteer, they weren't even paid. But they would fill in so that when she was on vacation, a little bit of something is better than all of nothing. So yes, there are several areas in which I would like to see us bring in for the residents. I would like not just a yoga class, I would like a choice of 2, beginner and intermediate. So that is what we are working on at this time. So
Once you fill whatever you're looking for, we'll put it in the 26 budget.
well, that means we would have to wait from now until November,
That's it?
right?
The budget,
So,
the 25
well,
budget
I
is
tried
done.
to explain that to Regina. So, I do have, like I said, I have $1,200 on the budget, so I could bring somebody in to teach some classes, and if we went over, it would be so minute, it really wouldn't matter. But again, I am not just gonna pay $65 an hour, so, you know, Monica had looked it up, the going rate for a yoga instructor in West Palm Beach was $32.54. So I was looking to offer $40 for these ladies, and I haven't gotten a response back from the one, and I have to reach out to another 2. And there's a 4th one that I haven't heard from at all.
I think you should work at your program, and we'll put it in the budget for the next year's budget. This way in October, you can all vote on it.
Thank you.
after you have people in mind.
Thank you.
And you've settled your financials.
Correct.
Yes, Irene?
I was wondering if the yoga instructors can they adapt their class for chair yoga for people who can't stand up?
You know, I know we have a chair balance class. So yes, I would like to have a little bit of everything for the residents. And that means improving what we've got during the day, Monday through Friday, but also for the people who work and are unable to come Monday through Friday, you know, to attend these classes. So though I had 2 teachers teaching at night this past season, like I said, the one will not be invited back. And we're going to continue to work on that. And I really do appreciate Regina giving us those names, because there are 3 that seem to be interested. I just hope that they're willing to work for less than $65 an hour. Otherwise, I'll walk away from that, and we'll just go back to the drawing board. But I promise you, any resident who comes to our aerobics and/or gym that gives us the name of an instructor that they have gone to and enjoyed somewhere else, they give us the name and number, we call immediately and see if we can bring them on and in what capacity. And we do, you know, these volunteers who helped us and were so loyal all these years, you know, I need to make sure that I help them to exit in a manner where they don't feel, you know, hurt and used and abused, let's say. So, but that's all part of it'll all happen.
Yes, okay, Irene.
Is Tai Chi, you know, available? I mean, the prices that they were charging, you know, I couldn't go, but Tai Chi is great. So is that on the list of possibilities?
It's wonderful, and we've had it, and then we've lost the instructor, and then I found another instructor, and then lost that instructor, and it just, you know, it's critical for so many people here, because we're all, once we reach a certain age, we're all feeling the balance issue, right?
Yep.
And yet, the one, he was here when I came back 12 years ago, and but he couldn't get a full enough class, and he went somewhere else. I also had the county come in and give free classes, and they gave it up because they couldn't fill the classes. So even though, you know, we all wobble, you know, doing something, bending over or moving the wrong way, and I see us, you know, trying to correct ourselves and keep from falling, we're having a hard time filling the classes.
You know, there's a wide variety of classes that are available. It's just, like Eva says, finding the right person to teach them, because like in Boca, we have more instructors we have chair yoga there, Tai Chi, we have everything there in Boca, but we have an abundance of people that are willing to teach the classes, and they are all paid the exact same rate, and it's $35 an hour, and that's what we pay, and nothing more. And we have more classes than they know what to do with, but
So, and just to
it's hard to find instructors up in this area.
So just to piggyback on what Monica just told you, I called the athletics director down in Boca, and I asked her, would you ask your instructors if anybody would be willing to come up to West Palm Beach, because we're looking for all kinds of classes. And she said that she would pass the word around. I did not get a single call back. Not one wanted to come up this way to teach a class. So it's not for lack of trying, but we also need to find something where the price is more reasonable.
Yes, John?
Eva, the going rate you said is $35?
$32.54.
These other instructors are demanding $65?
In the response, when I sent out, I asked John to do it, he's our athletics director, so I asked him to do it, and the response, they said that they were willing to start at $65 at that time, which indicated that they would be looking for more.
Don't you think they're trying to take advantage of us, maybe?
Well,
What's their reasoning? They want the whole double.
you know, I don't know that in some places they're getting that, and they might very well. But the going rate is $32.54, so I'll negotiate to $40, but I don't know that they'll take it for that. They may hold out and just keep trying to find places that'll pay them more money, and I get it. Look, we're all struggling, right? The prices keep going up. They're younger, they have young kids, families, I get it. But I'm not just gonna say, okay, we'll take you for $65.
You're right.
Thank
anything else? Anything for the good of the order? Anything for the good of the order? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. David made a motion to adjourn, seconded by Maureen. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Yes, thank you.